What up, guys? What up, guys? What up, guys? What up, guys? It's your boy Fanilakhe Mamba. It's your boy Fanilakhe Mamba. I'm in the building, man. You feel me? Don't mess with me, man. Click that subscribe button. Click that like button. Click that share button. Share with your friends, man. There's some valuable information that I'm gonna be sharing with you, man. I'm super excited. So today it's technical Fridays, guys. So what I'm gonna be doing, I'm just gonna be going through NZDCAD, and I'm gonna be analyzing it, and we're gonna be seeing a way forward as to how do we see it for the next coming week, and what happened on the week. Did it catch us by surprise or whatever that happened? So I'm just gonna be doing the overall breakdown as to how I see NZDCAD going. So guys, we always start from bigger time frame, guys. We always start from a higher time frame to see where the market is going in a long-term perspective. So now you can clearly see, guys, if I can just get my crosshair here and put it somewhere here. So now, guys, you can clearly see that. Let me just change the color. Yeah, that's fine. So guys, as you can clearly see here, we have a double top formation, or someone can say it is a triple top formation. You won't really argue with that, but you can clearly see we have a touch here, we have another touch here, and you can clearly see here that we also have another touch here. So it's clearly a triple top formation that has been formed, even though it didn't really come to touch here exactly, but you can clearly see that it's in the ranging zone of a triple top. Remember this formation, you make them zones instead of making them lines. So now you can see that when the market came here, it shot to the downside. So now here is the key and most important thing. You must focus on as to how did the price approach that key area here. So so you can clearly see now here is that we have price coming in this area in the form of an ascending trajectory. So what does this tell us? It tells us that the market is indeed using momentum to continue pushing to the upside. So we might see some sellers coming into the market and pushing the price to the downside. Hopefully and possibly we want to see market breaking this trend line here, this lower trend line, and continue pushing all the way to the downside. But for now, we want to see how one would have capitalized on this trade that was here at the top and holding all the way to the downside, probably having this as the first target and looking for price to continue to our 90% rule all the way to the downside. So now, let me just press the replay button. Let me just place the replay button. So now, guys, you can clearly see that we have price coming into our structure. So let us go down into H form. Overall, guys, you can clearly see that overall we are already now looking at a market changing momentum to a bearish, from being bullish to a bearish momentum. So now I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna highlight this pattern that has been formed here inside this pattern. So now you can clearly see, guys, that we have market coming and approaching these two key area here, because you can clearly see we have first touch here. Let me just get this. We have first touch here that has been formed. We have a second touch here. We have second touch here, and we anticipating. Okay, sorry guys, I just moved. Okay, and we're anticipating that price might come, and between the two, we wanna see which one market is gonna respect. But whenever we find an entry, we're gonna make sure that we put our stop loss just above these areas here to make sure that if the market try and make a third touch, we are not caught on the wrong side of the market. Because we always know that the market can just spike up, take people out of the trade, and then continue pushing to the downside. So now, guys, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna play the replay pattern, so you can see that price pushed a bit to the upside. So you can see that we have this type of formation. So let us go a bit down to H4 time frame. So on H4 time frame, one thing that I'm just gonna adjust my lines here to make sure that they do touch clearly, so you can clearly see. So it's a bit messy now, so I'm just gonna try and remove this to make sure that everything is perfectly in line. So now, guys, as you can clearly see on H4 time frame, we have what? We have this descending type pattern inside here that has been formed here. We have this descending type pattern that has been formed here. Just a small descending type pattern here that has been formed. It is very important to understand this type of pattern when they are being formed, because of you understand how price moves and when price is likely to end with the move. Because if you can see now we have reached what? We have reached the 90% rule of this descending type pattern. Because remember, we saw that market has pushed the longer term move is to the downside, but we see market first completing this move before you will see that bigger move to the downside. So now I just saw that we have what? We have this trend line here, which market might possibly respect. Because remember, guys, as much as we know that we are looking for an overall downtrend, but we still don't know where to find our entries and all that. So I'm just going to refine my trend line. I'm just going to drag it a bit more to the front to focus on the latest piece of price action. Because remember, the longer or the older the levels, they become even more a bit irrelevant to me. So I want to see what's going to happen here if the market is indeed going to give us an entry here. So let's so now we have our chart here. We have our pattern, which is looking pretty nice for a move to the downside. This could act very nice as our first target all the way to the downside, because of things. You see that there is an important key level that is in this area. Yeah. So now let me just zoom in a bit so that everything can be clear. So now we want to pay attention, because you can see that this level here aligns pretty well with this level here at the back as well. So let's see if price is gonna indeed give us an entry somewhere here before we can push to the downside. Let me just play the replay button. So now you can see that we got the bearish engulfing. So now this could be for us a very nice short position to shoot to the downside. This could be a very nice short position. Remember, guys, we entered here. Remember, the reason, guys, we entered in this trade again is because you can see that we have what? We have a double top formation. Let me just remove this. So you can clearly see, guys, that we have what? We have this double top formation that has been formed here. And then you can clearly see that the market printed what? This bearish engulfing these two candlesticks. Remember, guys, I don't want to expose more of the strategy, but we're targeting about all the way to the downside as our first target. That's about 2.65%. But remember, guys, we are targeting all the way to the downside to our 90% rule, as you saw on bigger time frame. But for now, this is going to be our minor target, whereby we're going to be monitoring and want to see how is price reacting to these to these areas here. So I'm just going to press the play button to see how the price is moving. So we're in a bit of the profit. Market is reversing. You can see that market is indeed testing these areas here, pushing a bit to the upside. So guys, let me just pause a bit. So guys, you can clearly see that this area here is one of those trades whereby you can say, okay, we've been caught to say, okay, the market wasn't ready, the trade wasn't really short enough to take us into the trade. But you can see now, okay, we've taken that 1% loss, we've taken that 1% loss, still fine, there's nothing wrong with that. Losses are always there in the market, it's part of the game. But one thing I want to show you guys is that, okay, so now we are still, our bias is still to the downside, because of we understand that in a longer term perspective, the market is indeed bearish. So now we want to find our confirmation candlestick whenever we are in this key area. So now remember, we're looking at these key areas here. So we are in these key areas now. We want to see what is happening. You can see that market rejected here, rejected again here, and then after it rejected, printed a bearish engulfing. Super nice trade. Super nice trade. I'll take it over and over again if it presents itself. Putting my stop loss just above this key area, about 5 pips above, and still targeting all the way to the downside. So we are looking about 4% reward on this trade. So let me just play my replay button. I mean to say. So you can clearly see that now market is shooting to the downside, which is pretty nice, shooting to the upside, coming back to test this area. This is another entry. This is another nice entry. So let me just pause in a bit This was another entry, guys, when the market was coming to retest this one. This key area here is important area here. So now you can clearly see, guys, on this trade alone, we've already recovered the loss that we took on this trade, guys. So you can see that losses, they're just part of the game. They don't mean it's the end of your story or anything. So it's part of the game. Take those losses and still continue to push, because at the end of the tunnel there is light. So you can clearly see that now market is pushing to the downside. But one thing I know is that from here we are gonna be managing this trade, putting our stop loss just above these areas here. So let me, because of I think it's the same. So let me just change and put something that is different. So you can clearly see now, this is where we're putting our stop loss to say, if price comes back into this area, we want to be out with this small partial profit that we've already secured. So let's see what's going to happen on this trade. So you can see that market is continuing pushing to the downside. You can see that the market is continuing breaking. You can see it broke in an impulsive area here. So guys, you can see that market broke this key area in an impulsive area. Once the market broke this area, what is that we're going to do? We're going to move our stop loss into these areas here. So this was the first area whereby we secured our profit, and this one is the second area whereby we're looking to secure our profit. But now you can clearly see that we have a recent previous lower highs. This is where we have to secure our profit at, because of now you can clearly see that here the market just pushed all the way to the downside, didn't give us any lower highs or lower lows. So we want to see how the market is reacting. Let's continue playing the tool pattern. So now you can clearly see that the market is making super perfect. The market can clearly see made another lower highs here. So I'm just gonna copy that. I'm just gonna paste it somewhere here. Okay, I got it here. So I'm just gonna put it just above this key area here. So guys, this is how I manage my trade, because if I understand pretty well. Okay, this thing is not really straight, guys. So you're just gonna have to forgive me about that. But I'd like to make it a bit more straight, because I want always my things to be perfect. Okay, so guys, let's continue. So guys, you can clearly see that we have this lower highs here now that has been created. Now the market is creating a new lower low. So we see that we've been banked about, let me see, on this trade alone, we've banked about 3%. So you can clearly see that now on this day, we are up about 2% because of we took a loss on that trade of about 1%. So now we are up about 2% on this day. So, but we are still looking for more. And okay, let me just put this one here to make sure and show you guys that this is where I'm putting my stop loss. So on this trade, it banked about 3%, super simple and nice, just looking at what the price is doing and taking and playing along with the market. So let's just continue, guys, and playing this tool pattern. Pushing to the upside, super nice, pushing to the upside. Okay, it took us out, guys, on this trade, took us out somewhere here. This is where the price took us out and continued to shoot to the downside. So this is how I'll definitely manage this trade, guys. Someone will say I was a bit aggressive. Yes, I was aggressive with my stop loss in this trade because of I saw that the market was approaching the first 90% rule OTP. So you have to be a bit aggressive with that. But other than that, guys, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in this YouTube video. Please, guys, don't forget to share with your friends, subscribe, and click the like button. Please, guys, your support will be highly appreciated. I love you so much. Don't forget, guys, each and every Friday, we're going to be having a Friday technical Fridays, whereby we're going to be analyzing the market and looking to see what is it that is coming up. Thank you so much, guys. It's your boy, Fanilakhe Mamba, signing out. Let there be peace in the Middle East. Let our brothers and sisters be safe. It's me. I'm out of the building.